Hi, my name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's yoga practice. For props, I was just having a couple hard blocks and a soft block. And we'll start in a seated meditation for today, but if there's somewhere else that you need to start, then go for it. If you're coming to a seat, you might sit up off of one of your props just to elevate the hips a little bit, make this a little more comfortable, a little more easeful. And take a moment to settle whatever's touching the floor into the ground. And take a moment to lengthen the spine here, stacking the skull on top of it. Maybe soften the shoulders a little bit. If it feels okay to close down the eyes, then go for it. Otherwise, find a gaze point, something unmoving. Finding a comfortable place for your hands, whether they're in the lap or on the knees. And then check in, see if anything feels a little fidgety. Maybe you need some movement here before you find your stillness. And quieting down the body as you feel ready. Start to notice your breath. And with each inhale breath, you might start to find a little more space in the body. With each exhale, a sense of softening, maybe a sense of heaviness and grounding. And if you notice the mind has started to wander, and see if you can bring it back to the gentle flow of your breath in and out. Check in here, and if you're happy with this shape, you're welcome to stay in a seated meditation for as long as it serves you. Otherwise, as you're ready, we'll start to move the body. If you're sitting cross-legged, you might just switch the cross of the legs to the opposite side just to keep things even for the pelvis. And then you can take the arms down to the sides. With an inhale breath, circle the arms up towards the ceiling. And then flip the palms as you exhale. Let the fingertips draw back down towards the floor. A couple more like that. Inhale, palms up, raise the arms. And exhale, palms down, lower. Your breath, your pace, and a range of motion that feels okay in your shoulders. And then adding on from here, inhale, breath, raise the arms. And this time as you exhale, twist towards the right and bring the arms to a T. Inhale to center. And to the opposite side. Nice and slow, a few more each side. And the next time you exhale and twist to the right, let the fingertips come all the way down to the floor. They can land wherever they land. And then inhale, breath, lengthen here. And stay in your twist with your exhale. Inhale, imagine the body expanding around the spine. And exhale, soften anything you don't need. Last full breath. Inhale, flip the palms, reach up, unravel to center. Exhale towards the left and let the fingertips lower all the way down. Inhale, breath, center yourself, lengthen. Pause here for a few more deep breaths. Inhale, breath, unravel, reach all the way up. As you exhale, lower just the right arm down towards the side. You can use a prop if the floor is a little far away. See where you want the hand. Inhale, breath, lengthen through the left side, and then arc over towards the right any amount. Your bottom arm can support you wherever and however you need. And top arm can reach long, or if you want to bend the elbow, maybe stretch the tricep, the armpit a little bit, then go for it. And you can always turn the gaze a little differently if something else would feel better for your neck. Imagine you could send the breath to that whole left-hand side with your inhales, finding that space, with your exhales, grounding. Tone the belly, and with an inhale breath, reach both arms back up towards the ceiling. And with your exhale, lower just the left hand down towards the left. Find a place that feels appropriate. Inhale, lengthen the right hand side and arc over towards the left. This side may need something a little different or slightly different support. Breathe into that stretch with the right side. Inhale breath, come all the way up, reach the arms up. And slowly lower the arms down to your sides. If the eyes are closed, you can flutter them open. Maybe the arms need a little shake out here. Maybe you want to extend the legs and do the same. Take any movement you need, and when you're ready, come and find your child's pose. You might set the knees together, the knees apart, see what feels the most comfortable for right now, and slowly lower the chest, the forehead to the floor. You can use props if the floor feels a little far away. Relaxing the arm, whether they're extended or bent. Let the body become heavy here. As you feel ready to, bring the palms flat to the floor and pull yourself up to a tabletop position. And keeping your hands roughly underneath the shoulders and the knees roughly underneath the hips. Find your soft block, and you might bring it kind of between the hands somewhere in case it's handy where we're going. And ground down through the hands and through the knees. With an inhale, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, but we won't stay yet. Inhale, breath, unravel and reach up. And exhale to thread. We'll do one more and then we'll pause. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach all the way up. And this time as you exhale, send the left arm under. And this time pause. You can lower the shoulder to the floor, maybe lowering the left side of the head to the floor. You can keep the left hand, or the right hand rather, wherever you need it. So if you need it for support, if you want to bring it on top of the left, or if you want to find a half bind, anything like that, then go for it. Whatever you choose, make sure that the head, the neck, the spine feel adequately supported. Notice if the hips are starting to sway over towards the right, see if you can keep them roughly in center, stacked on top of the knees. And the lungs might feel a little constricted by the twist, but continue to imagine that sense of space each time you inhale, softening with each exhale. And bringing the right hand to the floor, gently brace yourself with an inhale, unravel, counter twist, reach the left arm high. And then bring it down to the floor. And just check in here, see if there's anything you need to adjust in the body. Maybe the knees need a little extra padding or something like that. And when you're ready, we'll set up on the second side. Inhale, breath, reach the right arm high. And then exhale, thread the right arm through. Open up, inhale. And exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. This time to set, inhale, reach up. And exhale, thread through, lower the right shoulder, lower the right side of the head. And see where this might feel different to the first side and adjust your support accordingly. Keeping the hips to midline, keeping your deep breath going. Bracing with the left hand, with an inhale, unravel, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. And check in here, see if anything needs a little movement, maybe a shakeout of one leg or the other, or if you want to stretch the calves. And if you're using a soft block, you can move it out of the way. With the hands to the floor, bring them forward slightly, and then brace the heel of each hand into the floor, and imagine you're gripping the finger pads into the floor as well. With that support for the wrist, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and press the hips up and back, and we'll find downward facing dog. Maybe pedal the heels a little bit here. Give the legs as much time as they need to get used to the shape. Make sure the shoulders feel stable, and same with the wrists. So keep the arms active. Imagine that length through both sides of the body. Find a heaviness for the skull. Notice your breath here. Full deep inhale. Full deep exhale. And twice more. The next time you inhale, bend the knees deeply, look towards the top of the mat, and then with your exhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands and come and find a forward fold. You can add a bend to the knees as much as you need, and if the low back feels a little sensitive, then feel free to take a hard block under each hand. Whatever distance between the feet feels the most stable for you, the most comfortable for the hips. Let the spine be heavy, let the head be heavy. If there's a little movement that would help you in the shape, again, it could be a pedaling, it could be a slight swaying of the spine or anything like that. If there's any bind you want to add on, then go for it. Listen to your body, though. If you have a bind, you can let it go. Bring the hands to the legs and find a halfway lift with an inhale breath and lengthen tailbone to crown. As you exhale, pause here. Inhale, breath, lengthen. Exhale, stay. One more breath. Use the hands as much as you need. Inhale, breath, come all the way up. And then pause, soften the shoulders. You can adjust your stance, find something that feels steady. Find that length through the spine, a slight tuck of the chin in towards the throat to keep the back of the neck long. Arms heavy by your side. Before we move on from here, look around for your heart blocks, and you might just bring one to each side near the top of your mat just so that they're handy if and when you need them. From your mountain pose, lift and spread the toes, lower them maybe with a little distance in between each one. Maybe a gentle rock front and back onto the toes and then back onto the heels, and then balance that out between the two. Arms by your sides, and then flip the palms. Inhale, breath, circle all the way up. And exhale, breath, turn the palms down and lower. And keep going. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. A few more like this. Inhale, circle the arms up. This time as you exhale, twist towards the right, bring the arms to a T. Inhale, center, reach, and to the left. And keep going. Inhale, and twist right, exhale. Inhale, and over to the left. You can keep going with this, or we'll add on. Inhale, center. And this time as you twist right, lift the right knee. Embrace the wobbles. Inhale, lift. And exhale, left, lift the left knee. And keep going, your breath, your pace. Eyes can be steady the whole time. More challenge, you can play with closing down the eyes. The last two each side. Last time, twisting to the right. And last time over to the left. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, hinge forward, come to your forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. And we'll step the right foot to the back of the mat. And keep the back knee lifted and bring your hands to your blocks. You can use any setting. We're going to set up and twist here. So as we're twisting, you're welcome to keep hold of the block in your left hand the whole time, or you can release it and then catch it. And it's going to be a slightly different movement here. So set up your lunge. Make sure that the legs feel comfortable and the hips. You can widen your base if you need to. And you can also lengthen or shorten your stance. As you're ready, we'll set up to twist, so you might even take the hands a little wider apart than you would normally. Make the left hand a little lighter, and then as you inhale, twist open towards the left. As you exhale, bring the left hand down, and then extend the left leg any amount towards straight, almost like a pyramid. And then we'll flow that. Inhale, rebend, twist. And exhale, extend and fold. Your breath, your pace. Last 3 rounds. Final one. And keep your hands lowered. Inhale, rebend the front knee. And we'll pivot the back heel to the floor so right toes point towards the right. You can work with your block, maybe bring it to the inside of the left foot, or you can take your elbow onto the knee. We'll set up for extended side angle. You can lengthen your base or adjust it any way you need. And then take the top arm and reach it up and over. Find that stretch from the right heel to the right fingertips. Find that space across the chest. Breathe here. Check in. If what you need is stillness here, then you can stay. Otherwise, we'll start to flow. Inhale, breath, come all the way up, extend the front leg, reach the left arm up and over. And then exhale, breath, back to your extended side angle. Inhale, up, reach back. And exhale, come forward. Inhale. And exhale. Three more. Last one. A little different. Inhale, come up, exalted triangle. And now keep the legs extended, but bring the arms up to a T. Inhale, breath, reach forward with the left hand, and then come to your triangle shape. So left hand can find a block, the shin, or the floor. Right hand can be at the hip or up towards the ceiling. Hands reaching apart from one another. Find that length from the tailbone to the crown. Notice the strength in the left leg and the right foot. Breathe here. Strong belly, inhale, breath, come up one last time, exalt your triangle. And then exhale, we'll step to the top of the mat. You can move your props to the side and then come and find your mountain pose. Set yourself up. If you need a little movement, then that's fine. When you're ready, come and find your stillness. And take a scan through the body. Notice the differences between the left side and the right. Reconnecting with your breath. Deep, spacious inhales and full grounding exhales. Stillness for as long as you need, or when you're ready, palms up, circle the arms up with an inhale. Palms down, lower as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. Adding on, inhale, twist left, inhale, twist right, inhale, left, inhale, right. Stay or add on, inhale, twist left, lift the left knee any amount, inhale, and over to the right, in and out, and keep going. Last one each side. Inhale, reach up, and hinge forward, forward fold. Halfway lift to lengthen. And step the left foot to the back of the mat. Find your lunge. Blocks for the hands. Find the length, the distance between the feet that feels best here. When you feel ready, we'll set up for those twists. Inhale, breath, reach the right arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down, extend the front leg. And then inhale, bend, reach. And then exhale, lower, and then fold. Your breath, your pace. Last 3 rounds. Awesome. Staying in your lunge, flip the left heel to the floor. And then you can take the right hand either to the inside or right elbow to the right knee, and then open the chest to the side wall for your extended side angle. Find that sense of length from the left heel to the crown of the head, and then you can extend the left arm up and over, palm facing down, keeping space across the chest and across the shoulders. When you're ready, we'll start to flow. Tone the belly, inhale breath, come all the way up, extend the front leg, arc back. Exhale breath, back to your extended. Inhale, reverse triangle. And exhale, come forward. Keep going with your breath, your range of motion. Last couple. Inhale, come up, reverse triangle. And stay up. As you exhale, bring the arms to a T. Reach forward with your inhale, and then hinge for triangle. Right hand, shin, block floor. Left arm, hip or ceiling. Breathe that length into the body. Keep that front foot actively pressing the floor away, and same with the back foot, especially the pinky toe edge of the left. And keep the neck long here. Keep the chest feeling spacious. And keep breathing. And keep the feet anchoring down. Inhale breath, come all the way up, circle up. And then we'll step to the top of the mat and come to mountain pose. And take a moment to set yourself up. Find the stance that feels the most natural, the most steady. Soften the shoulders, lengthen the neck, maybe close down the eyes. From your mountain pose, inhale breath, circle the arms up. And lower them with your exhale. A couple more. Inhale, circle up. And swan dive, hinge forward, forward fold. Halfway lift to lengthen. And plant your palms and step to downward facing dog. And take a breath or two to set the hands and the feet, find the proportions of the shape that feel best for today. a little movement if you need it, and then come and find your stillness. Keep the hands and the legs active, keep the shoulders steady, and keep the breath long. When you're ready, inhale breath, shift forward to plank pose, and then send the hips up and back, down dog. A few more, inhale forward, and exhale back. Keep going. And a little different. The next time you inhale forward, we'll exhale to lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, setting for a cobra pose. Press the toenails and the pelvis to the floor. Inhale breath, lift the chest up. And exhale, soften. And 4 more. And smooth breath and smooth movement. Last one. Inhale, tabletop, and then hips to the heels. Walk the hands in, come and find a kneeling shape. We'll take a pause here for a few breaths. If you need to add more height to the hips, or if you need to adjust your shape altogether, then go for it. The hands might be in the lap here. Bring the shoulders forward in space, and with an inhale, circle them up. With an exhale, send them back and down. Inhale forward and lift. And back and down with your exhale. A few more, nice and slow. Circle forward, up with your inhale. And this time pause. With the exhale, change direction. So circle forward and down with your exhale. Back and up with the inhale. Last one. Let the shoulders be soft here. If the arms need a little shake out, then go for it. And we're going to set up for camel pose. So often I'll teach it coming in through a high kneel and then lowering back. Today I'll offer a little differently, but if this is the way that works best for you, feel free to do that. And take the blocks and then separate the knees just a little bit so that the knees are roughly hip distance apart. See what feels the most natural in your body. You're welcome to use the highest setting. Just know that it will be a little bit wobblier, so just have some awareness of that. And set up your blocks roughly in line with the toes. You can press the hands and the shins down to the floor. With an inhale breath, start to lift the pelvis forward and up. Check in with the low back here. If it needs a little more support, think about hugging the pubic bone towards the belly button. And you can also walk the hands a little bit closer towards the knees for a slightly deeper expression. Notice your breath, and if it's gotten shallow or choppy, you might be in a little bit too deep. Find a comfortable place for the head, for the neck, and breathe here. Maybe staying for up to 5 more breaths. When it comes time to come out, coming out the way you came in, so you can walk the blocks back a little bit, and then slowly lower the pelvis down. We'll take a pause here. So if you want to make yourself a seat with your blocks, that might make it a little bit more comfortable. Take a moment to check in. If you'd benefit most from staying in stillness, then you're welcome to. Otherwise, we'll set up one more round. And you can come in exactly like we did for this one and do the same thing. I'm going to also offer to, with breath, kind of raising one arm up, which means balancing on the other. So if that sounds like something you want to experiment with, then great. If you want to skip it and do something else, then that's fine too. Again, just a reminder that because it's going to be a little wobblier, and if you are coming with me to raise one arm, it may be better to work from a more stable position. So just listen to your body as well. Set yourself up, hands roughly near the toes, and then inhale breath, press the shins down, the hands down, lift the pelvis up. We'll do 3 rounds on one side and then the other. So ground down through that right hand. With an inhale breath, lift the left arm forward and up. And with your exhale, you can lower it down. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Exhale, and we'll lower it all the way down. Touch the block or the hand down. And take a breath here to reset. And stay with the exhale. And now ground down through the left hand. Inhale, lift the right arm. And exhale, lower. 2 more if you're with me. Last one. Reset the hand, inhale, and walk the hands back and lower the pelvis down and come and find your rock pose. Maybe blocks for a seat or anything else you need. Giving the spine just a little time to settle here. Check in with the spine and see what feels good now. You can choose stillness for a little while longer. You could play with some side stretches here, or you could also take a hand to a knee and maybe find a twist and see what feels like the best release. From your kneel, as you're ready, you can move your blocks out of the way and then lower your hips down towards the left. We'll take the left shin parallel to the top edge of the mat and the right shin parallel to the long edge. Straight away, notice if it feels like you're leaning over to the left, you might benefit from taking a soft block underneath the left hip. Awesome. We're going to set a twist first and then we'll fold after. So you can start to walk that hand, the left hand a little further behind you here. You can take the right hand to the right knee and then with an inhale start to turn the chest open towards the left. Maybe the gaze follows over the left shoulder. Make sure the pelvis feels steady. You can always bring a block underneath the left hand if the floor feels a little far away. And gently unraveling back to center. Before we fold, just make sure that everything feels steady in your body. And if this feels a little too intense, you could always bring one foot or both a little closer in. If you need to support either knee, then add a prop. And then when you're ready, I'm going to suggest folding to the center of the shin, but you might experiment a little to the left, a little to the right, and just see if something else would feel better in your body. Always looking for a pain-free expression. So if you do start to feel pinching anywhere, then you use that as a sign to back out or to modify your shape. If you could bring in a little more support, then please do. Maybe something to support the head or anywhere else in the body. Use the support of the hands to slowly lift yourself back up. If you had a prop underneath you, you can move that out of the way. And then you can help that right leg out in front and maybe give yourself a windshield wiper. And when you're ready, we'll set up for the second side. So you can take the right shin parallel to the top edge, the left shin parallel to the long, maybe a block for the right hip or wherever else you might need it. And setting for that twist first, so maybe a block to the right hand, take it behind you, left hand to the right knee, and then with an inhale, start to turn the chest open towards the right. Maybe the gaze follows. Inhale breath, unravel back to center. And now setting up for the fold. And see what you did on the first side. Generally mirror whatever you did there, but this side may need something different, so listen to your body. And starting to hinge over that right shin. Adding in any support that you need here. Find your steady breath. And soften into this shape. Gently make your way back up, moving any props that you have in the way, and then help that left leg around and give yourself a windshield wiper side to side. Awesome. And then give the legs a shake, give the backs of the knees a tap. We're going to set up for a fold, so you can set up a block underneath the hips, extending the legs out in front. And if you have a tendency to lock the knees, then you might put a blanket or something underneath them. And setting up to fold here, so start off by lengthening the spine. You're also welcome to stay upright in staff pose if that would serve you better. Otherwise, as you're ready, you start to hinge your way forward, bringing the chest and the belly on top of the thighs. You can pause where you start to round, maybe have the hands somewhere for support. Have the knees bent as much as you need here to make this feel nice and light on the low back. If you want to let the head hang heavy, then go for it. If you're rounding the upper back, that's fine, especially if that gives you a nice stretch for the spine. Just make sure you're not pulling on the legs or anything else if you are rounding. If you're folding with a long spine, then you might try to keep some of that space across the chest here as well. Inhale breath, and with the support of the hands, slowly start to lift yourself back up. It might feel nice to lean back on the hands and take a counter stretch, puff the chest open, maybe windshield wiper the feet a little bit. And then keeping your movement slow, you can scoot the hips forward, and we'll set up to lower all the way down to the back. You can keep your blocks nearby. Awesome. And for Shavasana today, I'd suggest a butterfly shape, so feet together and knees open. If you want to take the more traditional shape with the legs extended, then go for it. Otherwise, you can find any other quiet symmetrical shape as well. So it could be a seated meditation if that serves you better. You could even come back to child's pose. If you're with me in reclined butterfly, then see if the spine needs any more support, if the head could use a little pillow or something. Find a comfortable place for the hands, maybe to the belly, the pelvis, maybe by your sides. Maybe a gentle rock of the head side to side, releasing the neck. Maybe you're running your tongue along your teeth, between teeth and lips, top and bottom set to release the jaw. Notice the space around the eyes, between the eyebrows, the space around the mouth. Maybe that can soften a little bit. And let your breath return to its natural inhale and exhale. Let the body get heavy. Gently deepen the breath to reawaken the body. If you're with me in butterfly, you can reach down and guide the knees together. It might be good to extend the legs long down the mat. You can extend the arms long up the mat. Give yourself a full body stretch here. Maybe pedal the legs. And then when you're ready, it might feel good to connect the knees and bring them into your chest. Wrap the arms around them, give yourself a hug, maybe a rock side to side. And when you're ready, you can roll down to one side and take a pause for a few breaths. Let the body adjust. And supported by the hands, making your way up to any comfortable seated position as you feel ready to. Settle the hips, lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders. take a scan through the body just to notice. Perhaps connecting the hands in at the heart, bowing the chin in towards the chest. And thank you for sharing your breath and your movement today. Namaste. And thank you for joining me for yoga practice. And my name is Nicholas. If you have any questions, please reach out and enjoy the rest of your week.